Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our studio. With me in our studio is the former Falcons, Super Falcons defender by name of Ayisat Yusuf Aromire. Before we took a break, we said we were going to talk about the Super Falcons' performance at the 2015 FIFA World Cup in Canada. What is your opinion? Did you watch that match?
Of course, I did watch the match. I watched the match.
So what do you think about them today?
The thing is that when you compare the last World Cup in Canada, it was kind of a little bit heartbroken because gone are those days when we are in the national team. Of course, the Nigerian league is not like really functioning like now because then it was more competitive, like it was more challenging. And when you play in the national team, you need to have a good club as well play because national team is something that come like, once a while thing. But when you play in the club, the more you play, the more you get improved, the more you have more knowledge, more skill, and more strength. So the World Cup, when I was watching the game, when they played against the Brazil, they really actually played well. In fact, it was like a give and take game. But I was kind of heartbroken when they played against Australia because they could have won the match and that match could have qualified them. But the thing is that when things like that are happening, you don't know what's going on with the girls and the coaches there. And compared with the leagues back home now, that it's not really strong like before. It was not that more competitive. They don't have sponsors. I think the welfare is not really solid like before. And most of these players, they are the breadwinners of the family. And there's no way you will expect a player to play good whereby he doesn't have a good training. World Cup is not something you can just go. It's not like a child's play. It's like a world thing. Like everybody's watching. Everybody wants to like. That's where you showcase yourself to have a club that wants to buy you. For example, now I was playing in the national team and I was seen through this world championship. So for me, the girl, I'm sure they are like kind of they felt disappointed, even why the nations as well felt disappointed. But the point is that I think the NFF, I mean the Nigerian Football Association, should do more to the Nigerian league, and they need to eradicate most things to make this come to pass. Otherwise, we just keep repeating the same mistake at the same time, which is not the best for the Falcons.
Do you think that it is because a lot of other teams have emerged and they are doing great? Because in those days, I could see Nigerians were really, really good and the other teams were bad. So do you think is it because other teams have emerged and they're taking this thing really serious, and that's why the Nigerian football, female football league is just gradually diminishing?
From my own point of view, I think, well, like you said, then Nigeria, like Africa as a whole, Nigeria happened to be the African champions. There, like even before the game, they always decide that we won the game already. Yeah, it's like that. Everybody can testify to that. So,
right.
But I wouldn't say because of other countries are improving. The thing is that to be a champion is not really the best, but maintaining it is the most important thing.
I like that.
So if Nigeria, of course, like before I was in the national team, I met some senior players there, and then my set and other set and this set. So when they keep the fire burning, I think there will not be any hatch coming out from any angles. But the thing is that why other countries or other teams are like playing some series of friendly games, traveling abroad, playing friendly, all these friendly matches, it helps a lot.
Right.
And atmosphere also, it's something that you need to be oriented, you need to be eyes opening because they cannot compare Nigerian league with European league and the training, the technical aspect and all that other stuff, which I think most of the Nigerian coaches knows about it. But whereby the coaches don't have the facility to use for these girls, then they cannot give them the best. Of course, the coach might be trying, but it's just like you have a job, but you don't have something to use to make your job be accomplished. Then you get stuck and you get stagnant. So for me, I think, of course, good. The other countries are trying, they're improving, but Nigeria shouldn't stay stagnancy because they need to do this more and keep doing it so that we remain there. You understand? So for me, I think the NFF need to do much of this work for these girls so that they get to their point.
So are you blaming the NFL, or is it because of economic crisis that is going on now? They don't have money to put into the NFL?
The thing is, I'm not really blaming the NFL, but I think the people at the top, they need to do a lot because when you say you are a leader or kind of a role model, or to this team or like to these girls, like you are the one giving them the money, talk to the minister of sport because these girls cannot go to the minister of sport by themselves. Somebody is there doing the work. You understand? So you need to do more because that's being a leader is not enough, but you have to be a charismatic leader. You understand my point?
Right.
So for me, I think NFF should try to do more, get more sponsors. Like for example, like they have a lot of musicians in Nigeria that like Globacom and MTN, or the Tisalad, like they're sponsoring these people with good money. If they try to find all this sponsorship, like to help these girls, I think they will get more money from like NGOs and all that.
Right.
Of course, Nigeria is a rich country, even if we have some kind of economic crisis, but that's not enough reason for them to deprive these girls for what they should use to achieve their plans in life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So most of the job, I think the NFF should press more and try to do more. In fact, I'm urging them now, like I'm pleading on behalf of these girls, you know, for them to like do more for these girls to get what they want. And then, believe me, if they have this, all the facility and what they need, these girls, they're going to be like so higher than the Eagles. That's,
You know
I'm sure.
what I want you to do? I want you to look at the camera
Okay.
and talk to them eyeball to eyeball. I'm sure they'll be watching you.
Okay.
Say your plea to them, to Nigeria.
I'm pleading on behalf of Super Falcons and even the under 17, under 15 national team, that the NFF should try, please, on behalf of them. I'm urging you people to like try and do more. Look for more sponsors for these girls, more good leagues, more welfare, and more facilities for these girls to use, so that they could achieve their aim. Because most of these girls, they are the breadwinner of their families. They help a lot of people out there. So these are the only thing they have to make them succeed in life. So please, I'm pleading once again, you just please try and help these girls out.
Thank you very much. I'm sure they have heard you.
Thank you.
We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about something that was heartbreaking to you, that almost tarnished or killed your career. Don't you go away. We will be right back. Welcome back to our studio. With me in the studio is a superstar, a former Super Falcon defender by name of Ayisat. Yes, we said we're going to talk about something that was really heartbreaking to you, that almost took you out of your football career if you're not a strong woman. The Kikelomo scandal. Tell us more about that.
Well, what really happened there, I remember it was 2004 in Abuja. We were supposed to go for the Olympics training tour in Germany. And you know, the coach already announced the name a day before the leaving. But to my great surprise, the coach came after, like, in the night. There are a lot of argument and all that. Like, he just called the meeting, like, the captain should call the players to his room. It was then Coach Ismail Amabo, of which every Nigerian knows him. He's the first ever Nigerian chief coach. So they called the meeting. I was like, everybody's in the room, and the coach was like, Ayisat, you're not going for this trip. Kikelomo is the cause of your misfortune. I was like, the only thing I said then was like, God, why me? Because I least expected this, you know. Though I was really, really heartbroken, I felt so bad, and you know, most of my colleagues there, they are not really happy about it, because it's not something that it was swept under the carpet. The coach make it clear that you are not going because it's Kikelomo that caused it. So after everything,
And
you know,
he said that it was Kikelomo that caused it.
yeah, he said it openly there in the meeting.
Wow.
He declared it. So
Okay.
of course, you know, I felt bad. I just went to my room, and you know, most of my colleagues, they came to my room in the person of Senior Messi Akide, Morimadu, Stelambachu, Fetikidi, Kakuda Isi, and all that. And my lovely roommate, Cynthia Owak, you know, I was full of tears. I was so saddened. I didn't know what to do, because it was so heartbroken, you know. I haven't believed that, okay, I'll be going, and I haven't got the kids there. But, you know, I left, and, you know, it was really something really bad. I got home, and after a while, after 1 week, because then they have, like, Team B preparing for the Nations Cup, I was at home. They called me to go to the camp. Of course, I refused going because I was still nursing the pain in my heart. But at the point, I just gave it a thought, like, I have to go, because it's my nation, and nobody's bigger than the nation, you know. I went to the camp. I even why some other players saw me there. They were like, hi, what are you doing here? Why are you not in Germany? I was like, man, I'm here. You just see me live. I didn't go because the coach said I'm not going because of Kikelomo, because they cost me the misfortune. You know, after a while, they start asking the reason why I was dropped, and I was told, like, it is because I don't have so-called godfather then in the NFF. You know, I was like, well, for me, it happened because I was a victim of circumstance then. But believe me, it's take only the grace of God for one to have that kind of heartbroken having know what I went through. Of course, Kikelomo is, to be sincere, she's a very good player. She's a player that I regard. She was my senior then. But then, why she didn't make the team is because she wasn't fit. Not that she's not good, but because she wasn't fit, and I was so promising. I was doing good in camp. And why the coach made the list like, okay, Ayisat is going because she's fit, not because Kike was dropped because she's not good. But then, because football is something that even if you're a good player, if you're not fit, it's a tournament thing. It's like give and take stuff. So if you're not fit and you are being dropped, you need to take it in good faith. But then they were like, it's like she have to go because she have people that are more tougher than her. So when I got to the other camp, I met the new coach there. It was good coach Godwin Izile. I was in his room. He told me plainly that, okay, I had your drop because of this. I was like, yes, I was dropped, but anyway, I don't have Godfather, but I believe I have God, which is more greater than anybody. So he just told me that, well, I don't know you. I only heard about your name. Just prove yourself to me and let me see what you can offer. And as God may have his way, to the glory of God, in the first training I trained with the coach, I played from the left wing, from the tree, as a defender as well. In the first training, I scored the goal. So I was like, I easily won the coach's heart, and I became his first choice. I was like playing the first team. So, and when things happen, later I realized that my dropping for that tournament was a blessing in disguise. You understand? Because the Nations Cup that I went to in South Africa then Mandela was still the president of South Africa. We won the Nations Cup as a gold medalist, and I haven't won the gold medal before we even arrived back to Nigeria. The president of Nigeria then, Olusegun Obasanjo, like he gave us a presidential reception, which we flew to Abuja to like dine with the president. You know what it takes to dine with the president. So
tell me about that.
I with some gift of some kind of cash gift and that recognition of being with the president. So, but the thing is that if it hasn't happened that way, if I don't have the charisma or the courage, so to say, or the belief in me that, okay, this happened to me, let me just put it behind me and forge ahead. If it's some other player, believe me, it can cost you like a lifetime time and like, okay, I don't want to play anymore because when you're trying to give your best, even though you don't have any godfather or whatever they call it then, and someone tries to jeopardize your happiness because nobody can stand for you. But because God used me to prove a point that even at the point of death, God will still remain God. Because something really happened at that tournament at the Olympic Athens then. The person that was dropped he didn't even make it to the last trip of the Athens. He was dropped in Germany as well. So a little later came back to meet me in Nigeria while we traveled to this Nations Cup together in South Africa, and she was the captain of the team. And of course I never have any grudges towards her. I see just like let it be. But if I should be in her shoe or somebody else's shoe, it might not take it like in good faith. But all the same, it happened some years back. But I have to say this now because I'm not trying to like scandalize anybody, but I'm just trying to give people courage. And sometimes when things happen to you, you feel at the end of the world. But just try to realize that even if, as long as you are alive, you have more hope and you have more breakthrough out there, and there's more great opportunities for you out there. So for me as a lady, it's take one, God grace, self-courage, hard work, and try to believe that I can still make it because I serve a living God. So my advice to most players out there, or every woman out there that's doing one thing or the other, if you have something in you have something to give to the community or to offer the people as a woman, just be more brave, be more encouraging, have self-confidence in you, like I can make it, I can do it. Because people that are making it out there, they don't have like 2 or 4 heads. It's just like, of course, God exists, which I believe, but hard work and persistency, and perseverance as well, it can lead you to your success. So that's just all I have to say about the Kikelomo stuff aspect. And I thank God for God today that I'm still a living testimony. So to God be the glory.
Yes, indeed, you are a living testimony. From gathering from what you're saying, when that thing happened to you, you had a positive attitude. Sure. You knew that there was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. Sure. And you tapped into that. And you believed that God had a plan for whatever happened to you. And it was your attitude that really took you out of this, out of all of this.
Sure.
And see where you are. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Ayisat today in Finland. Welcome back to our studio. Ayisat, let's talk about you today. You are the coach of FC Huhu in Finland.
Yeah.
How did you get to that point?
Oh,
But first of all, how did you find yourself in Finland?
actually, football brought me down to Finland.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because after I played the World Cup, you know, when you play the FIFA World Cup, automatically you become a FIFA player. Like, oh, you see everything about you. It's in Google, so people can easily find stuff about that. So football brought me to Finland in 2005.
Right,
Sure.
right. And now you are the coach for FC Puho.
Yeah, sure, that's why.
The only black African woman coach in Finland. Talk to us.
Actually, I started working with FC Powu. I think I was recognized. There's a thing that happened, I think it's like 4 years ago. They call it like Nice 10 Quimpi, like 10 kilometers women race. So I was at the Olympic. I was just running, you know, doing my things. And, you know, I never knew like some cameras are there. I know this police power bike is there leading. So I was just running and we are like so with some Finnish people. So funny enough, at the first part of the line, I was the only black showing and I was leading the race. So after the race, I got to the final point. So I met a lady, Claudia. She's working with, I think she's the CEO of the Liikkukaa Women Multicultural Group. And the guy, Christian, you know, he's also a kind of activist here in Finland. So I was approached like, oh, you do sport? Like I told them about myself and they asked for my CV. And from there, you know, I got to meet people there. You know, so from there, I went with Christian to somewhere and someone was like asking that, okay, I think they need a coach. No, I was actually applying when I went to this Tomisto, and they sent my CV. And before I know it, like after like 1 week, I received a call, like someone wanted to see me at FC Pole office. They gave me the address of which I went there with Christian and one other lady like that. She's a Swedish anyway. So they told me, okay, can you just bring your CV? I sent it to them, and like after like 1 week, I was invited to the field because they are boys, like 12-year-old boys. And they introduced me to the board like, this is a new coach, she's this and that, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, okay, we can give you like 2 weeks, let's see what you can offer. But to my greatest surprise, after like 3 days, I was called for another meeting there. They're like, okay, because when I got there, they have like 3 coaches there. Although they are male, I'm the only female there. So they was like, okay, I think we have the interest, we have more interest in you. The player like gave some compliment that they like the way you coach and, you know. Based on that, I automatically became the game like I was like they told me, okay, you are not the power Valmonte, like you are not the chief coach. I was like, wow, you know, God is really working, girl.
Wow,
So
wow. But let's get this straight. Were you speaking the Finnish language then?
No, though then I speak, but not as now. I speak, but you know, like I can manage, but not like now that I could speak. Like, of course, the language. To be sincere, the language is challenging. It's kind of, you know. But I'm not saying Finnish because most people always have this idea. Like, of course, we know like Finnish is some language that you don't learn easily, you know. But one thing I believe in life is that one, it's self-courage and interest. Because I'm seeing Finnish like people say, oh, Finnish language is difficult. But for me, I'm seeing it like it's different. You understand?
That is different.
Yeah, it's different. Because if you say like it's difficult, then you don't want to do more. Like you feel more like kind of discouraged. So I don't want that to discourage because I know that if I want to be a coach, I need communication, I need explanation, and I need this language because most of these kids don't speak English. Even if they can speak, they're like fish shy. So the only way for me to like showcase my job easily, even though I'm still like going to some courses to speak like fluently the Finnish as well. So that's why I go to like, you know, I was given like the head coach of this group because they have age groups like 7 years, 10 and 12 and 16. So I was like, okay, now you are the head coach of this 12-year-old boys and I have like 2 assistants then. So that's how I became FC Pool coach up to date.
Right.
And even at that, I'm still working now. I'm coaching again this Finnish girls, like they're 15 years old girls. They have like 3 coaches there, but I'm assisting them in this other team. I coach the Liikkukaa Multicultural Women every Tuesday at Mulupuro. And sometimes I still have like, you know, because I'm a personal coach as well. Like sometimes I still have my own kind of people calling me if they want some kind of fat body, you know, losing shape, looking
Maybe
good.
I need some to burn some
because we women, we need to like give it.
We need to burn some fat. We need it.
Yeah, we need to empower ourselves. Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, we can. Yes, we can.
Sure.
And let's talk about multiculturalism and racism. You have a big part that you play. Talk to us about it.
Well, personally, to be honest, when I came to move Finland, I have never been radicalized. Kind of, I don't have that experience of, but I know it's happening, it's existing. But I try to encourage people, like, you know, even if you are kind of radicalized, don't feel too down. Of course, it's not a good thing to be abused, to be bullied, some kind of thing. But multiculturalism and like racism, you say, I work with different kind of people. I try to tolerate the best I can. You understand? But at the same time, I'm not seeing that as an obstacle. Because if you have that idea of like, okay, this is happening here because they're racist and all that, then believe me, I will not achieve my aim. Just like.
But you are the voice against racism.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I want to hear. How are you doing it? Here in Finland.
In Finland, I go.
Is it related to sports?
Of course, most of the seminars I go, you have to be like we try to use football to educate people, to tell them more about this because that's my key point where I work. Like I work with sport, but fighting against racism and discrimination is something that we need to talk to every now and then. Like I just came back from Rome last week. We still work. I work with UEFA as well, so we talk about how we try to eradicate this because sometimes when it happens, they don't showcase it, you don't see it happening. But when you have a proof or kind of video or kind of photos, then it's easy for you to like give it out.
Right.
But when it's just like verbally said, sometimes it's like you don't really believe why it happened. So you have to be careful and also be diplomatic as well.
Right.
So that you don't get things mixed. So that's just the basic thing.
That is a coach talking. Indeed, she is a coach. We want to thank you for taking your time to stop by at our studio or to be part of our show. Do you have a last word to the ladies out there?
Well, ladies out there, my words to you. I heard you like, we are role models. For me, I believe everybody's same. I'm just kind of being opportune, kind of, because I fought my courage out. Like, I want to be this, I want to be like a role model. And I console to say, anything, whatever you're going through as a lady, be brave, be more courageous. Like, you are the best of yourself, and you have to show the world that you are the best as a lady. Let's give our other women some courage. Let's empower ourselves, and let's feel that we are a wonderful woman that can make the world, can change the world, because we are the world, and we are the blessing to the world. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
And we are women designed for success.
Yeah, that's me.
Until next time, you've heard it from the coach. We can make it.
Sure.
Let nothing discourage you.
At all.
Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.